Okay, so we're going to be doing an exercise called Stop for Shopping. I'm going to turn left down this street just here. So Van Den Way, Winton Road area, just on the opposite side of Joondalup Shopping Centre. That's where we are at the moment. So once I've turned into this road, your assessor might ask you to find somewhere safe to pull over and stop on the side of the road. But just where this patch of grass is coming up after the black gate is a good place to pull over. So I'm coming in close to the curb without touching. And once I've stopped, I'm going to neutral, handbrake on, and cancelling my indicator. So in terms of finding somewhere that's safe to pull over, anywhere where it's a nice straight section of road and cars can easily overtake you with being able to see the cars that are oncoming. You don't want to block one of the driveways because naturally cars need to come in and out of these business driveways. And you don't want to stop on top of a fire hydrant symbol. You need to be 1 metre away from a fire hydrant symbol. Once you've pulled over, the assessor will start to explain the stop for shopping exercise. So we're on a street where there are some driveways right and left and then a T intersection at the end of the road. Your assessor may ask you to pick somewhere to turn the car around and come back to a driveway that's behind you. So that's the purpose of this exercise. The scenario is you've missed the entrance to the shopping centre you needed. You will then find somewhere safe to turn around. So looking at the safe options on this street, I would advise against using the two driveways on the right hand side to turn around, purely because the visibility is limited. You see all the cars that are parked up on the verge. If you go in forwards and then are trying to reverse out on the road, it's going to be really hard to see anyone coming around the corner. The two driveways on the left hand side, it would be a good option. You can either go in forwards and then reverse out, or you can actually go past the driveway, stop and reverse in. That would personally be my preference, just because your visibility is at its best when you're facing the front of the street rather than having to reverse across two lanes. And your last option would be at the T intersection. You could make a complete U-turn, provided there's no cars coming behind you. So failing any of those options, you can always turn right or left at the end and then pick somewhere else that's safe. So don't freak out if the first thing you want to do isn't going to work because there's another vehicle there. You just turn, find the next safe place to turn around. So for the first option, I'm going to use a reverse into the second laneway on the left-hand side, second driveway on the left-hand side. Then I'm coming back to the driveway that's behind us so we can do some parking. Alright, leaving the curb, even though I'm not in a parallel bay right now, I'm still going to check my mirrors, indicate to the right for at least 5 seconds, check my blind spot, and then pull away. I'm going to reverse into the second driveway on the left, so I'm checking my mirror and indicating left to pull over. I'm going to come up so the back of my car goes in front of this laneway that I'm intending to reverse into. Into reverse, I can turn off my indicator. It's really important that when you're reversing, you look out all the windows before you start to move. And you want to keep looking out the windows and in your mirrors while you're reversing. I'm going to try to stay on the left-hand side of this driveway as I'm reversing in. Because it's a two-way driveway, we should stay on the left. Okay. Front of my car's come into the driveway, so I can stop here. Indicating right to move, giving way to any cars. And I'm going to be taking this first driveway on the left-hand side. So I'm signalling to the left. Now once I come into the driveway, generally the assessor is going to make this park my choice. So they might say, just doing a forward park anywhere you like. And sometimes you'll be instructed to park next to a car. So just listening to the instruction, ask the assessor to repeat if you need. Now if I'm just asked to do a forward park anywhere I like here, I'm going to go for one on the right hand side. There's no cars and generally right hand side forward parking is easier than left. So I'm indicating to the right, checking my blind spot. It's going to do a nice easy right hand side forward park. Once I'm in my parking bay, I can check and make sure I'm happy with the park, and I can always move it if I need to. Okay, neutral, handbrake on, I can open the door. I'm happy with my park. Doing a forward left-hand park is just as easy as the right, provided you can move on to the other side of the road. So keeping in mind you cannot move out onto the wrong side of the road on a normal street, on a gazetted road, but in a car park, You are allowed to drive onto the opposite side of the road provided it's safe to do so in order to complete a park. So I'm going to show you a forward left-hand park. Once again, before reversing, we're required to look out all the windows, and you're continually looking around you while you're reversing. If you can't get completely straight on your side of the road, that's okay. You can stop on an angle in this case, but you don't want to straighten up on the wrong side of the road if you can avoid it. So I'm going to be doing a forward left-hand park here. So I'll indicate to the left, I'm going to check my right blind spot, and it's clear, so I'm just going to move myself onto the wrong side of the road, making it easier for me to do a forward left-hand park. So I'll line up with a forward park. Easy. This is so much easier than trying to forward left park from the left-hand side of the road where you don't have as big a turning circle. Once again, when I come into the bay, I've got the option to move the park if I'm not happy. You want to have even room on both sides and be able to open both of the doors if you're parking next to a car. And when you leave this parking space, again we're reversing, so we're looking out all the windows. When you're coming out of the car park, we're going to go left at this junction. A lot of people forget to look right, so there could be a car coming down between the buildings here. No cars, you're coming through. So it is a four-way junction, in which case we give way to our right-hand side if there's any cars coming.